All right, Karthik, I think we're on.
Oh, perfect, super. Hey guys, welcome everybody. Another episode of our weekly squeeze with E.O.Breakers and myself, Karthik. And I'm glad everybody can join us this evening. We have an exciting session as usual. I think E.O. is going to cover some crypto and NFTs. I know, not really sure. He's having fun with NFTs, so
I'll cover some NFTs as well.
Yeah, good to hear some of your insights on that. And then I'll cover the markets and the structure of the markets, where we are heading, and some of the potential index sentiment and sector sentiment for the upcoming week. So with that said, welcome all. And please feel free to type in your questions, and we will address your questions as we go through our agenda for the day. And E.O., back to you, my friend, and let's kick it off.
Karthik, my friend, great to see you. Karthik and I decided that we're going to try to keep these sessions to 45 minutes and really cover the set agenda and then select stocks. And wherever we are at 45 minutes, we call it a night, but really hit the main points like Karthik said. We'll cover crypto up front. Got dive into market internals. I'm always really excited about hearing Karthik's views around the week, economic calendar, and then have money calendar. We look at the money calendar and see trends the last 10 years. And then we look at select stocks, perhaps trades. And then we wrap up and we go from there. Let's see if you can accomplish the 45-minute rule, okay?
All right.
Let's see. All right, I see Silver is saying great. Great, Silver. Bruce. Let's see. Let me share my screen. Let's look at crypto. Interesting things are happening. Let's see. Window. Where's my crypto screen? Let's do this. This one, but, can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see the Bitcoin USD chart.
Perfect. So guys, basically we are in an extremely bullish month. As you guys see the move we had, let's see this daily chart. We are at around 54, 55K. There's big resistance on 55K. But we did have a nice kind of bounce here since October started, and this is really good news. What I do expect, aligned with historical price patterns, every 3-4 years, this is what happens. Where October, November, going into the end of year, we have a potential super cycle possibility. But what happens is every once in a while, basically, they pull Bitcoin down the market, and then altcoins catch up. You go again, Bitcoin shoots up, it consolidates, comes down, and altcoins catch up. So we have altcoin sell off, and then Bitcoin going up a little bit this past week, and then we kind of have altcoins settle, Bitcoin continue to go up. I do think we may get, as you can see, this daily chart. Let me go to our. So if you look at market cipher, DBSI, we have 16 to 5. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a move like this, back to kind of 52, 53,000 tonight, tomorrow, and then bounce from here to go, all-time highs again. We do have squeeze, orange dot squeezes, green money flow, but we have these trigger waves to the downside. So I wouldn't be surprised going back and testing 52K, and then kind of staying on this. That's at the 4 hour. I don't want us to go below the EMA stack. On the daily, if you look at daily, it's the same place. Like I want us to bounce from this 52,900 level and then keep going up. As you can see, money flow kind of coming down, curving, and the view up is coming down. So we will have a pullback. It could be as low as coming down to 50K to 47K. That's a possibility. We would still maintain bullishness, but that's the 618 level. So the first target, 52,900. If you go below 50K, we're going to 47,800. So those are the levels. But I don't want us to go down below 52K. That will continue with our move. As you can see, we kind of fired the squeezes on the daily chart, and we did this move. Now we need to consolidate. The squeeze kind of slows down. The consolidation here would be good. If we consolidate here, the longer we consolidate here at the above 52K level, the higher it's going to go. The next target really after here is 57K, and then after that is 63K. And I would expect us ending October around 63K. Quickly, Ethereum. As you can see, market cipher, red diamond, DBSI 17.5. I had the target 3,300 last week that we hit, and then we hit the later higher marks, and now we're pulling back. So I would be surprised if this comes down to this level, 33, 39 level, and we consolidate here. That would be in fact great. I took some profits. I still don't touch my long-term hodling account, but on my trading account, I took profits on Ethereum. So I want to rebuy if it comes down to, levels of 33, 38 or something like that. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for. Solana, just going to cover a few more things. Solana is one of my favorite coins. Below 140, it would be awesome. If we get below 140 with this pullback, like 137, 135 level, I'm gonna buy more Solana. Okay. And then let me see. I'm not gonna cover all other coins. We have tons of great projects. We can do a separate crypto dedicated session on those. Instead, what I'm going to do, so everything is going to follow with the Bitcoin pullback. So we might get more explosive moves to the downside on the altcoins as Bitcoin comes down to like 52K. Okay. That's a possibility. So just be prepared to buy the dip on those good coins. Okay. Solana, Algo, Phantom below $2. It's just amazing. That coin is going to be $10 to $12. Luna, and don't forget Polkadot. It's a big month for Polkadot. A lot of cross-chain related news will come out. Polkadot should really rally. I took profits on Polkadot. I had told you guys before, I think below $30 and around $30, and now it went up to 37, I think 38. Took some profits. I'm still keeping like 1/4 of those. I'm just going to let that stay, but I will add back in when Polkadot comes back up. Okay. Now, having said that, let me share with you guys a couple of my favorite NFT projects. Okay. Actually, I'm going to share 2 favorite NFT projects on pullbacks. Think about getting in. So let's let me I'm hearing myself shut down. Yeah. Let's see. All right. So this is Doge Pound puppies, but Doge Pound. The Doge Pound is the project. I got into this thing after I found out that they're basically, it's an NFT project of these little dogs and then the puppies. This had a floor of, I think I got in late, but I got in at like $1.28 ETH. Now it's 365. This thing can go up to 10. I think with the things they're doing, they're becoming a launch pad. So if you have one of these dogs, you can get into their alpha channels and find out and get pre-sale access to whitelist access to some of the upcoming NFT launches. That's been great so far. And they also have some rewards that are coming up. If you have one of these and one of the puppies, they're going to be airdropping some new NFTs in the coming months, especially in November and then during Christmas for holidays. So last time they dropped the puppy, I actually sold that puppy for 1 ETH. Now I got back in when puppies pulled back to like 0.40 or 0.50 ETH, and I bought the puppy again. And now it went up to 83 because of the upcoming news. So this is one of the projects I am very bullish about. Great community. Actually, what I like a lot about NFTs, if the community is very active, let's see. If the community is very active and there are many unique owners, okay? So look at this. They have 10K items and they have 5,000 unique owners. Not a lot of projects have this many unique owners. So that's a great success story for them. Look at the trading activity. They always have activity going on. All right, the other one, I'll be quick. This is, I like the Bear Deluxe. If I can find it. I think it's... Bears Deluxe. Yeah, Bears Deluxe. Okay. I like this project. That also went up to 3 ETH, but I think this has this has the same ingredients of CyberCons, and I'll show you guys what CyberCons did. But it's not just a little bear picture. It actually has a very successful community with more than 3,000 unique owners and very active community. And these guys will do basically they will have a yield farming. So you'll have your bear will earn daily income from the ecosystem, and they're going to call their coin honey, and then so each bear will receive honey every day. So I'll show you what this could get to. Okay, so CyberCons are doing this right now, and Bears Deluxe is in the beginning of it. So if they accomplish the same way as CyberCons, okay, this is what this could happen to this project. CyberCons, I had a baby Kong actually. I had bought for like 1 ETH. This thing is now 11 ETH. The floor. This is the floor. Okay. Floor for baby Kongs. But if you really look at the Genesis Kongs, okay, they have Genesis Kongs that generate income. This is the type. Look at the Genesis Kongs that generate. The floor on the Genesis Kongs are 159 Ethereum. Okay. They started like the Bears Deluxe, but right now it's 159. Why? Because each of these Genesis Kongs generate daily. Actually, I don't know what the latest number is, but I think at the last time I was looking at, they were generating, I think, close to $3,000. No, sorry, $1,000 a day. So you were receiving $1,000 a day. You're still probably receiving $1,000 a day. Not to mention your Kong appreciated. The floor, the minimum Kong is 159, and after this it's 165. So anyhow, something to think about. There's passive income opportunities on some of these NFTs. That's why they go up if the project is done right. this is a very privileged group. You cannot easily get into cybercongs anymore. You have to pony up. You have to pony up more than $300,000 to get in, especially to this economic model.
Interesting. So that's very interesting, E.O. Thank you for sharing that. Just one question on this NFTs. If it's more revenue generating for that particular project, the more value of the community is, right? Like if it's revenue generating.
If the community is active and they're generating revenue for their community, that revenue somehow flows back to the NFT holders. That's the best deal, right? This is where the unique ownership and empowerment of the community marketplace becomes very valuable. But not every NFT project does that. Like some NFT projects, like Evolved Apes, for example.
Yeah.
You guys heard the news? Evolved Apes. Oh. So where's Evolved Apes? Right here. All right, these guys generated $2 million.
Wow.
And apparently the news is that the people who generated and sold these actually flew with $2.5 million of the community's money.
Crazy.
And this project then tanked. Look at where it went. It was like at some point it was 0.2, I think. Now it's 0.004. So like basically this is a lost deal. So you have to be careful with these projects, right? So like some will, will have a rug pull, and this is a rug pull. I actually own one of these. I don't know, because it was a kind of really great project documentation and promises, but then the owner's rug, this is what happens if the community doesn't own and really manage the direction, and you have some fraudulent people.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep moving. So Karthik, a little bit of teaser on NFTs. Hopefully, we'll do more dedicated sessions in the future. Yeah. But what do you see for the economic calendar this week? What are your views, my friend?
Yeah, thank you, E.O. That was good insights. I mean, I still need to explore some of those things. With your help, we'll probably get somewhere. So let's just share my screen here. Give me one sec. Okay, perfect. So you guys can see my screen. So I guess as usual, the first thing we always look at is some of the market events for the upcoming week. Keep in mind, I think Monday is a bank holiday in US and Canada, so there could be some volatility in the overnight session. Looks like the markets were down a little bit and back up. So there could be some potential volatility because the volume can be low and the settlement and all those kind of things. So keep that in mind, the bank holiday. And Tuesday, and I guess as usual, some of these days, like FOMC members are speaking on Tuesday. I think Thursday we have some Bostic and Barkin speaking. Friday we have a Williams speaking. So those could be market moving events. And the big thing is the core CPI on Wednesday. I think that's everybody is watching those CPI numbers. Keep a close eye on your positions and playing that 8:30 a.m. Eastern CPI numbers. And then also on Wednesday is a caution day for me, looking at the FOMC meeting minutes that's going to be released from the past FOMC meeting at 2 p.m. Eastern. So those are some of the big market events. I think other than that, I have core PPI, core and core PPI and core PPI on Thursday, and retail sales on Friday. So those are some of the big events for the upcoming week that I wanted to share with you guys. The next thing is what I want to cover today with you guys is the structure of the markets, right? Do we have a downtrend, right? Everybody's asking me that question. Do we have a downtrend? So what I generally do is, I mean, this is my kind of setup that I use to identify if the market is in a uptrend, downtrend, distribution, or accumulation kind of environment. Some of the indicators that I have in place basically helps me navigate these markets according to the way it's playing out. So the question is, do we have a downtrend? I think there are a couple of things we need to look at, right? The thing that I watch closely is this 8-13-21 and the sideways wave kind of thing. This has not turned double red. For me, that's a big component of it. But with that said, even though this has not turned double red, there is another conditions that I look at is, do we have 8 to 10 red grab candles, which are green, red, and blue? That's my 30. This is my kind of grab candles that I call them as. We have almost, I think, 1, 2, 3, almost 9 to 10 candles, red grab candles in a row. And that for me is a downtrend, number one. And number two, I would also like to see the propulsion dots here, right? You see the dots in here. I would like to see at least 5 propulsion dots on the green propulsion, which is the 21 EMA. I do see like 4 propulsion dots. So in theory, you could call this as a downtrend. So looking at the market, right? I mean, do you want to short here? The question is, I don't want to do that short in this area. I would like to see the market jump back to this like upper. Oh, just 1 second, guys. I would like to see the market come back to around 150 right here is where I would like to typically short. Just a little bit above this 34 EMA wave. I think the 50-day move, if it comes back and tests this level, would be good potential short to have. And I think for me, I'm looking at a target right here at the 200 moving average, 200 simple moving average around 14,000 even. So this is my downside target if we need to get down to that level. But keep a close eye and watch the price action at these levels around 14,400. If we make a double bottom kind of pattern, and then we can kind of play NQ accordingly. So that's my take on NQ. But the aggro short would be somewhere around 15,000 would be a good aggro short, and that's a major psychological level. And then if you want to be more moderate, conservative kind of thing, go up a little bit to the 50-day moving average around 15,150. So that's my take on NQ. I would like to hear what you're thinking about NQ after I cover a few other things that I want to address today. Hopefully that addresses the structure and the environment of the markets where we are in. The market has gapped down after an inside day, right? Friday was like an inside day, narrow range candle. So it looks like they've not gapped it down, they've gone through the Friday's low. See what the price action is. I think this probably could see some potential downside going into tomorrow. So with that said, let's just look at a couple of things as I share. The 1 standard deviation move for the week on NQ is like 385 points, which comes to the low of 14,420, right? So I'll share this, my game plan with you guys after the session, but keep an eye on this 1 standard deviation move, and that could form some kind of a bottom for a potential backup if you're thinking about long. But I would stay short NQ at this point in time if you want to be trading on an intraday basis. That's some of the indices for the expected standard deviation move in some of the indices. Few other things on the index sentiment. Nasdaq looks like we bounced off the oversold sentiment here. Can we come back in here? I don't know. So keep an eye on this. So the sentiment has kind of says buy here, and then it bounced last week, and then somewhere I think it's a little bit below neutral in here. So on NQ, I think same with ES. It's in a neutral territory here after the bounce from the oversold market on the S&P. I don't know how many of you guys are trading crude, but crude, you guys all know with all the things that's going on from a demand supply perspective, looks like it's an overbought region in here. There could be a potential pullback if we can get the price action to kind of see where we move next week. But this is, I would lean towards the short side from a sentiment standpoint, but you want to make sure the price action reflects the sentiment and take the trades accordingly on the crude oil. But any pullbacks on crude, I think I'm generally bullish to the 34 EMA. With that said, I just want to point that to you guys as well, how to kind of read the sentiment indicators here. Gold again is in neutral territory. I'm not playing gold. I keep a close eye on it with the bonds and all that stuff, but that's one thing. I think bonds. It's interesting that bonds are. I guess it's fine. Bonds are down like 10 ticks. No big deal there. But so keep an eye on gold. If you're trading treasury bonds, like there could be a potential bounce from a sentiment standpoint back to this region, but you play the treasury bonds how you want to play accordingly. But that's the sentiment indicators, kind of how it's reflecting. The last thing, let me just cover sector sentiment, then I'll get to EO's thoughts on his view on his markets. Guys, this is pretty interesting for me when I'm looking at the markets and some of the sentiment indicators on the sectors. The big thing that I'm personally watching is this semiconductors right in the buy region here, like right, it's all the way down here from an SMH standpoint. Same thing with XLK, that's Microsoft and Apple. So I'm not sure if we'll get a big bounce in here, but I think with the bonds and the interest rates and those kind of things, but I would definitely keep an eye on some of the relative outperformers in the semiconductors and the XLK. Last week we did touch upon, I think the XLV. I think we did say that that's a good buy. I think it's still a good buy on an XLV, which is the healthcare sector. The XLF is interesting. We said let's buy it. I'm long XLF personally, so I did buy on this when the sentiment kind of hit this level. So it's kind of coming back here with the earnings this week. I think earnings coming up for the financials would be an interesting and game changer for the market. So keep a close eye on the financial sector. Obviously, next week is going to be all the tech sector, tech guys reporting as well, like Facebook and Google and Amazon. So that would be interesting to watch on the tech side. So XLF, nothing to do here right now, but XLV and the biotech segment is interesting for me. So those are the things that I am leaning towards to see if there's any potential buying opportunities on in the market, and look at some of the relative outperformers. Nothing else that stands here. Obviously, you guys all know about the energy sector. Look at this. The sentiment is like overbought. Same thing with the XOP, the oil producers, overbought region. The last thing I want to comment on, I think REITs is in the buy zone right now. I don't trade REITs, but if anyone looking at REITs in their portfolio, this would be a good buy time to get long the REIT sector. To be specific, the VNQ ETF that covers REITs, you could explore that from the long side. That's my quick take on the markets, EO. If you could tell us your thoughts on NQ and how you are playing or how you're thinking of playing would be greatly helpful, along with your money calendar.
So let's take a look at NQ. I like looking at weekly chart. We had we caught this move perfectly, the sell signal, similar to the prior ones, and the momentum wave coming down, money flow green, and the VWAP was coming down. But as you can see, VWAP has settled, and the stock RSI is coming down. So we could see a bounce from here, and we're kind of seeing it on the weekly. So maybe some consolidation here. But if you look at daily, So daily is interesting, guys. We have a basically smaller momentum wave and a bigger momentum wave, which is typically indicative of money flowing up. And as you saw, we did have money flow kind of coming out. But it looks like money flow completing it and making it here a nice curvature. This is what we want to see. We want these reds to be small and then greens to be large like this. So if you get small reds like this, okay, on market cipher, it is like this. And then you get this big green. This is that whole move, right? From, kind of like the June through now. So you got this. So if the same thing is happening here and we get we have some bullish days possibly in front of us on NQ. That would be interesting, even though, I think there's some macro, fundamentals that may be against it. But the market cipher, this is what would be very interesting to see. And that's when I think I would get bullish, and I'll show you. So you see a little bit of shoulder here, head. If we see one of these, so we get head and shoulder on the market side momentum wave, and we get a trigger buy here. So, and then basically this money flow, negative money flow goes to the positive. VWAP comes down, right? VWAP comes down here. VWAP comes down here and then turns like this. We would get our buy signal, and that may get us, back to above 15,000 level here easily, and that could happen this week. So I guess that's within the expected move, but market cipher almost makes me want to be long. So Karthik, that's obviously we would only do it after we get trigger wave. So there's a little bit of probably 1 or 2 days of down days, and then we'll get a trigger.
Interesting. Yeah. Thank you.
Let's look at the money calendar. Let's see what that says. What is it sharing all that? Stop screen. Let's go to window. Right here. All right. So as you guys know, money calendar, we are very, very bullish. It's all green. Nothing changed. We covered this last week, the beginning of October. So, but the action last week wasn't as green as we would like. but this is historically the last 10 years, the patterns of price action in the stock market. So let's take a look at Monday trades. LRCX, Anthem, ISRG. I want to see Costco. I think we looked at before. Costco looks good. Still, I don't know what Costco did. That was on money calendar last week as well, right?
Yeah, right. Costco was on calendar last week as well. Yeah.
Okay, it looks like it did actually have a nice move last week. I don't see anything interesting here. At least that interests me in terms of maybe TR, Honeywell. Yeah, I don't see anything interesting. Let me see. So I'm kind of expecting Monday to be soft, but rest of the week might be SMH. There you go, Karthik. Although we have a bad year.
Interesting. SMH. So when is that? October 12th. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So let me just see. Maybe there's another better day to Let me see. Sometimes you move like one more day and SMH is on the list again and you get a better start. Yeah, we need see it. It's going to go down. Let me see one more day. 11, 12, 13. Let's do 14. Is SMH on the list? No, it got worse. I don't like seeing last 5 years, 5-6 years a negative number. Yeah, you're playing data on the market, money calendar typically. There's JPM here. Actually, we didn't look at 100%. Let me go back a day before. Yeah, it's TER. I think we looked at it last week and we didn't like it. I can't remember. Oh, there's Google. This looks good. So,
Google.
So you would enter, basically based on this, you would enter October 13th, a long trade, and exit October 28th. Basically 12-day trade, something like that, trading days. And average trade would make $30, almost $30. Max profit would be $96. So you could get a close to 100-point move on Google.
Yeah, that should cover earnings though, right? I'm just checking the earnings dates.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Let me show you a Google chart. It actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, my screen is frozen here, so.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see your screen here. Yeah.
Really nice, it's actually similar to the NQ chart. So, it may come down a little bit and then you get a buy signal. But what I don't like is the curvature is to the downside here. So you have this curvature going. This could also get a bigger wave. Even though here buying, this could have some sell pressure here. But if you look at Market Cipher, oops, that's not it. If you look at Market Cipher, it looks like money flow is turning as well, and VWAP is at 0. So that kind of is in line with the NQ assessment I have. So we may get a big move right before earnings.
Yeah, 10/26 is their earnings date, I think.
Yeah, according to TradingView, it's October 11th. So that would be tomorrow.
No, yeah, that's weird. I think October 26th is the right date. That's what I see on Thinkorswim at least. So.
Yeah, interesting. So you click on it, it says October 11th, but really where it is on my cursor is October 26th.
Yeah, weird.
Anyhow, so this has a potential to have a run into earnings kind of situation. But, it's buy on October 13th. So you have 2 more days. Perhaps it's like we're going to have a little bit of down Monday and down Tuesday. And then you get, nice run up to earnings. That's a possibility. That'll correspond with the market. All right, Karthik, maybe I take a look at SPS or SPI, SPY.
Sure.
Yeah. SPY looks the same way. They're all making the similar structure. I'm glad we bounced from this head and shoulders. So So we could make another little bump here. Yeah, it's kind of similar, but we broke the trend line, right? This is no longer a bullish trend setup. So we're on the bear setup. The quicker we get out of this place and actually go back up to here, the better. We may go up and test this and then roll over big time. That's a possibility. But I don't know if we would go that high, to be honest. The money flow is coming down. VWAP is above 0. But this is similar to the other charts. It's, if you do this, you can see like we have a curvature to the downside. So this thing is going down. The fact that it's going into a squeeze is interesting. I just realized we didn't look at Thursday and Friday on money calendar. Let me just go back and finish that very quickly. So, well, we did look at 14th. I don't have to see anything interesting there. This is JPM. That's a possibility. MGS. You do have SMH. We did look at, yeah. Let me look at Friday. Friday. Yeah, the 100%. How about this? This looks good, Karthik.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this. Within all the trades, this looks the best. Friday going in. So I saved that. Yeah, I think that's all I would pick. So that's money calendar. Let me just do we'll do 5 more minutes on these and then call it a night. But let's do I just want to look at JPM, and it would be good to get your views on JPM. It was on the list. Yeah, squeeze fired, so I expect some consolidation, pullback. This is a buy on a pullback on the daily chart. Weekly chart. Yeah, weekly chart has actually a weekly squeeze, guys. 25 ADX. This thing is gonna go up. This thing can go up. Where are we now? 168. This could go up to 180.
Yeah, the report.
That's 200.
Yeah, the report earnings on Wednesday. So I guess it's anybody's game on when they report.
Yeah, I will look at this after Wednesday. So I think we can long JPM after Wednesday because it looks like it's going to pull back, and then it has a potential to fly 185, 98.
Yeah, I think if we get a pullback to 163, 164 level, which I am looking at, which is the 21 EMA, would be a good buy. 164, which is $7 down move, if there's any down move that happens, because the structure of the market itself is that it's very bullish from my point of view that I'm looking at here.
And this is Goldman Sachs. I like JPM chart better, but this is there's a little bit of symmetry here, guys. Every time we kind of pull back, it gets a nice move. Gets a pullback, nice move, pullback, nice move. We're on a pullback, so there's symmetry. So this thing can, wow. And this is on the weekly. Obviously, make sure it doesn't break. So your stop would be down here, right here. You don't want this to be broken. Right here. So that would be your stop. You would long it here and go up to 420 target. What is it at? 391? Yeah, this can go up to 420 with VWAP roll. You know, we have to wait for VWAP to turn. That's momentum rate to turn. So this could still pull back. So wait for, I guess, is there earnings on Goldman?
Yeah, earnings next week. Yeah.
Next week. All right. So again, both financials after earnings, they're buy. You know, double buys. You know, we have to see how the symmetry works after earnings. Oh, that's very interesting. All of these pullbacks are aligned with earnings.
Yeah, I mean, with the interest rates and all those things going on, I think financials. I think we should lean to the long side as we go into this interest rate increasing environment. I think financials. I think JPM. I agree with you, EO. Has a better structure than Goldman Sachs.
Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do this week. This week again, I'm very cautious with getting into any, you know, major longs. I will probably do, you know, here and there day trade on NQ or SPX or NDX and SPX. But after midweek, I will look at, you know, JPM and GS, perhaps DE. Those are the stocks we saw on the money calendar. We will just monitor those, and then after their earnings, we should probably look for long opportunities. Same thing on Bitcoin and Ethereum. I am, you know, expecting continuation of the pullback from tonight into tomorrow. I'm looking to add into my positions on the pullbacks with the expectation that October will be a very positive month for crypto in general, and November as well.
Yeah. That's good. I think one thing I did forget to mention, EO, is this could be, you know, the China property development company, Evergrande News. I think they probably could potentially default on their US related bond commitments this week. I think there could be potential news in there, or I don't know if it's already news out there, overnight session for this gap down, but that could be another risk that needs to be considered. I mean, obviously, with all the things that's going on in the Congress on the debt ceiling and infrastructure and all those kind of things, all those could potentially have a risk for the stock markets. But keep those things in mind. I mean, any scheduled events like FOMC meetings and those kind of things is fine. We know this is coming, but some of the news which are unscheduled events that could be potentially kind of disastrous if you're in the wrong side of the trade. And so keep your stops tight, and I would stay nimble, as I said last week. And I'm personally keeping myself into day trading. NQ on an intraday basis, and look at other opportunities that EO had shared on some of the things. I'm not really sure if all the stocks meet my criteria, but that could be the way to play this upcoming week or next couple of weeks as we get through the earnings season, right? I mean, with big tech stocks coming releasing earnings next week, I mean, a lot of things could move the markets. That's my kind of summary for the upcoming week, EO. I mean, if people have any questions, I'm happy to address it. But otherwise, let's see what else is on your. I don't know what else You want
No,
to
I think let's call it a night. This is we don't have to. One of the things we can do is we don't have to trade always. We can cash as a position.
Good point.
I would be selective, continue to be selective until we settle into a direction and a little bit more clarity on, tapering interest rates. And there's so many different things that could actually mess up this market. So watching this on a day-to-day basis right now, I am not taking, I'm a big, as you guys know, I'm a big swing trader, but I am not doing that as many swing trades as I used to do.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing more day trading and in and out and making sure profits are booked. I am not waiting a few days to see things because right now the way the volatility, the way the market is operating, it's not, allowing for good opportunities for swing trading. I think without trying to actively manage it. So. Anyhow, at least for me, maybe I'm sure there are other swing traders who are very more successful than me that maybe know how to handle it. But I prefer to stay on cash during these times.
Awesome.
All right, my friend. With that, let's close it out. Thank you guys for joining. If you're watching this later on, also let us know. Send us a note what you think about the show, and also give us a like. On the channel, subscribe to the channel. A lot of good content here. Hope you're enjoying it. Karthik, thank you, my friend. Thanks for joining again.
All right. Thanks, E.O., and thanks everybody for joining as well. Take care and have a good rest of the week.